Hello, my dear learners. How are you all? I hope you all are doing very well. So, today, what we are going to do? You can see on the screen. Today, we are going to learn a new lesson. Okay, and the name of this lesson is Pinocchio. I hope you all know about Pinocchio. Okay, you have read the stories about Pinocchio. Okay, so through this chapter, we are going to see how you can become a brave and honest boy or girl. So, my dear kids, are you excited to start this chapter? So, come with me and start the chapter. But first of all, I start this chapter. I want to ask you one thing. Do you know what is the meaning of puppet? Puppet. Puppet. Okay, puppet shows. Puppet means a toy. Okay, a toy made up of wood. Okay, having a string. Okay. So these are called the puppets. Okay. I hope you all have seen puppet shows. So in this chapter, Pinocchio was a puppet. Okay. Later he converted into a real boy. Okay, so start the chapter. Zepeto, a poor old carver, was making a puppet from the branch of a tree. Once upon a time, there was a wood carver. Okay, means a person who made wooden toys from wood. Okay, the name of that person was Zepeto. Okay, you shall be my little boy, he said to the puppet, and I shall call you Pinocchio. And once upon a time, Zepeto made a puppet from wood. Okay. And he told that puppet, see, you will be my little boy. Okay. And the name I will give you as Pinocchio. He worked for hours, carefully carving each detail. Every day he worked, he spent lot of hours. Okay, why he was spending a lot of hours? Because carefully he was carving each and every detail of Pinocchio. When he reached the mouth, the puppet started making faces as Zepeto. Stop that, you naughty boy! Zepeto scolded. Stop that at once. Okay, so when Zepeto was carving the Pinocchio, and when it comes the turn of his mouth, Pinocchio started talking. Okay, and this irritated Zepeto. He scolded. Okay, he scolded Pinocchio and he said, "Oh, you naughty boy, stop! Don't do this." "I won't stop!" cried Pinocchio. In response of Zepeto, Pinocchio said, "No, I'm not going to stop." By saying this, Pinocchio started crying. "You can talk!" exclaimed Zepeto. Now, when Pinocchio started talking, Zepeto was very much surprised, okay, and he was very happy because the puppet which he made can talk. "Of course I can," said the puppet. "You have given me a mouth to talk with." Pinocchio rose to his feet and danced on the table top. "Look what all I can do," he squealed. Now see, my dear kids. Pinocchio said, "Of course I can talk. You have given me a mouth. Okay. So why I can't talk? Okay. Of course I can talk." And see, not only I can talk, I can dance also. Okay. And Pinocchio started dancing. "Pinocchio, this is not the time to dance," Zepeto exclaimed. Zepeto shouted, "Pinocchio, stop it. This is not the time for dancing. You must get a good night rest. Tomorrow, you will start going to school with the real boys. You will learn many things, including how to behave." Okay, Zepeto scolded Pinocchio. He said, "Pinocchio, this is not time for dance. By tomorrow onwards, you are going to school with real boys. And while going to school, you will learn how to behave like a good boy." On his way to school the next morning, Pinocchio stopped to see a puppet show. "I can dance and sing better than those puppets, and I don't need strings," boasted Pinocchio. He climbed on the stage. So on the next morning, when Pinocchio was going to attend his school, and on his way to school, Pinocchio saw there was a puppet show going on. Okay, and by looking at that puppet show, Pinocchio told himself, I can sing and dance in a better way than those puppets. Okay, and by saying this, Pinocchio just climbed on the stage. "Get off my stage," roared the puppet master. So the puppet show owner. Okay, so the puppet show owner who was conducting that puppet show, he started shouting on Pinocchio. He said, "Oh, you boy, just get off my stage." Then he noticed how much the crowd liked Pinocchio. Okay, while the puppet show master was telling Pinocchio, "You have to get down from the stage." At that time, the master noticed how much the crowd who are present, okay, there liked Pinocchio very much. He did not say anything and let Pinocchio stay. Okay, so when he realized that crowd is liking Pinocchio, immediately he stopped. Okay, immediately he stopped and didn't say a single word to Pinocchio. Here you have earned 5 copper coins, the puppet master told Pinocchio. And when, my dear kids, the puppet show was finished, now comes the time for reward to Pinocchio. Pinocchio earned total 5 copper coins. Okay, and why he earned? Because he performed very well during the puppet show. Take these coins and go straight home, said the puppet master. By giving those 5 copper coins, puppet master told Pinocchio, take this take this 5 copper coins and straightly go back to your home. Pinocchio put the coins into his sack. He wanted to buy a new pair of shoes. Now you know what is the meaning of sack? S-A-C-K. Sack means a bag. Okay, small purse. Okay, so after taking those 5 copper coins, Pinocchio put those 5 copper coins into his bag. And why? Because he wanted to buy a new pair of shoes for himself. He was going home when he met a lame fox and a blind cat. And while Pinocchio was going back to his home, on his way he met a lame fox and blind cat. Knowing that Pinocchio had money, they pretended to be his friend. When this fox and cat got to know that Pinocchio has total 5 copper coins, they pretended that me and cat, we both are your friends. Come with us. We will teach you how to turn those copper pieces into gold, coaxed the sly fox. Now see, this fox and cat were not real friends of Pinocchio. They only pretended to be his friend. Okay, now they thought we can take those 5 copper coins from this boy. That's why they tell them, see, come with us. I will tell you how you can convert those 5 copper coins into gold coins. We want to help you to get rich. Plant your coins under this magic tree. In a few hours, they will turn to gold, said the cat. Now here comes the turn of cat. He said, listen, my boy, plant those coins under this magical tree. After few hours, you will see those 5 copper coins converted into gold coins. Show me where, said Pinocchio excitedly. Now Pinocchio was very excited. Immediately he said, oh, can I change my copper coins into gold coins? That's very good. Show me the place where I have to show this seeds. The cat and the fox pointed to a patch of loose dirt. Pinocchio dug a hole and put the sack in it, marking the spot with a stone. And immediately the cat and the fox pointed towards that direction. And at that direction, immediately Pinocchio put his sack, okay, into the hole and covered that hole or marked that area with spot with a stone. Okay? Splendid, explained the cat. Oh, that's great. Cat excitedly shouted. Now let's go to the inn for supper. Now what is the meaning of now let's go to the inn for supper? It means now they wanted to eat food because they are hungry. Okay? After supper, the fox and the cat, who were neither lame nor blind, quickly slipped away. They were thieves in disguise. Now, my dear kids, here you can see Pinocchio was cheated. Okay, because the fox and the cat, they are not blind. Okay, even they are thief. They wanted to steal the copper coins from Pinocchio. Okay, that's why after finishing their meal, immediately they vanished. Okay, they vanished. They hide behind the tree waiting for Pinocchio to come back and dig up the money. After Pinocchio dug up the coins, they pounced on him. Okay, now those two creatures, cat and fox, hide behind the tree waiting for Pinocchio. Okay, when Pinocchio will come and dug that hole, they will attack him. So when Pinocchio came back and Pinocchio started digging that hole, this fox and cat immediately pounced on him. Pounced means attacked on him. Okay, give us your money, they ordered. Now that cruel, okay, cat and fox demanded, hey, you boy, just give me your coin. But Pinocchio held the sack between his teeth and refused to give it back to them. Again, they demanded, give us your money. But Pinocchio was very brave boy. Okay, he stood firm on his place. He told, no, I'm not giving you my money. Okay, again, that lame fox and cat demanded, you boy, just give me your money. Pinocchio guardian fairy, who was dressed all in blue and had blue hair, sent her dog Rufus to chase the fox and the cat away. And you know what, my dear students, you can see on this picture there is a fairy. Okay, so this fairy was garden mother. Okay, so this fairy was a garden angel. Okay, garden fairy for Pinocchio. Immediately, that guardian fairy of Pinocchio, sent his pet dog, and the name of that dog was Rufus. Okay, this fairy told his dog Rufus, Rufus, go and chase that cat and fox. She ordered Rufus to bring Pinocchio back to her castle. Okay, and not only he ordered to chase fox and cat, she also ordered Rufus, you also have to bring Pinocchio back to the castle. Please sit down, she told Pinocchio. Rufus kept one eye open to watch what was going on. Okay, so when Pinocchio brought into the castle by Rufus, guardian fairy told Pinocchio, Pinocchio, come and sit here, my boy. And now Rufus was watching both of them. Why didn't you go to school today? She asked Pinocchio in a sweet voice. Now this fairy, who is dressed up in blue colored, she asked, Pinocchio, can you tell me why didn't you go to school? I did, answered Pinocchio. Now Pinocchio told, no, today I went to school. Just then his nose shoot out like a branch of a tree. What's happening to my nose? He cried. Okay, when Pinocchio answered, today I went to school, immediately at that time the nose of Pinocchio started stretching just like a branch of a tree. Okay, Pinocchio Pinocchio started crying. Okay, he started shouting, oh my god, what is happening with my nose? Every time you tell a lie, your nose will grow. When you tell the truth, it will shrink. Now this fairy told Pinocchio, listen Pinocchio, every time you are lying me, okay, every time you are lying me, the tip of your nose is going to stretch like a branch of a tree. Okay, and if you are telling me truth, then it will shrink. Shrink means back to his original form. Pinocchio, you can only become a real boy if you learn how to be brave, honest, and generous. Blue Fairy told Pinocchio, if you are going to be a brave boy, if you are going to be a kind boy, then only you can become a real boy. The Blue Fairy told Pinocchio to go home and not to stop for any reason. Pinocchio tried to remember what the Blue Fairy had told him. Okay, and after this incident, Blue Fairy told Pinocchio, Pinocchio, immediately go back to your home and don't stop. Okay, and don't stop for anyone on your way. On the way home, he met some boys. Come with us, said the boys. We know a wonderful place filled with games, giant cakes, pretty candies, and circus. So, On his way, Pinocchio met a group of boys, and those boys told Pinocchio, "Hey, boy, come with us. We know there was a place having a giant filled up with giant cakes, candies. Okay, we are going to enjoy a lot, and we are also going to watch circus." The boy didn't know that if you were bad, you were turned into a donkey and trained for the circus. But here, my dear kids, you know what? There is a twist. This group of boys don't know that if you were bad means why you are bad. If you are laughing on somebody, if you are doing bad deeds, okay, then immediately you will convert into donkey, and after that you will be trained to perform in the circus. It was not very long before the boys began changing into donkey. Okay, now see, those boys were bad. That's why immediately they started converting into donkey. That's what happens to bad boys. Snarled the circus master as he made Pinocchio jump through a hoop. And now the circus master told, "See, this will happen with all bad boys." Pinocchio could only grow a donkey ears, feet, and tail because he was made of wood. Now, my dear students, here you can see Pinocchio was not a real boy. Pinocchio was made up of wood. That's why he he converted only that's why he only get donkey's ear, feet, and tail. But whole body of Pinocchio didn't convert it into donkey. The circus master couldn't sell him to circus. Now, the circus master can't sell him because Pinocchio was not completely converted into donkey. He threw Pinocchio into the sea, and immediately that circus master threw Pinocchio into the sea. The instant Pinocchio hit the water, the donkey tail fell off and his own ears and feet came back. He swam for a very long time. Okay, immediately when seawater touched the body of Pinocchio, Pinocchio immediately lost his donkey tail, ear, and feet, and he started swimming. Just when he couldn't swim any longer, he was swallowed by a giant whale. Here, my dear students, you can see this is a giant whale, means blue whale. Okay, when Pinocchio was very tired, okay, he can't swim anymore. Immediately that time, a giant blue whale swallowed Pinocchio. "It's dark here," the scared Pinocchio said. So, when blue whale, when blue whale swallowed Pinocchio, Pinocchio goes to the blue whale's stomach, and there was a darkness. That's why Pinocchio was scared. Pinocchio kept floating deep into the whale's stomach. "Who's there by the light?" called Pinocchio, his voice echoing. Okay, now Pinocchio kept floating into the stomach of blue whale. Okay, now Pinocchio heard a voice. Okay, and the person is saying, "Who's there?" Okay, "Who's there?" "Pinocchio, is that you?" asked a tired voice. Okay, and Pinocchio remembered that that voice was his father's voice. Okay, "Father, you were alive." Pinocchio was very much happy. He told, "Father, you are alive." Pinocchio shouted with joy. He wasn't scared anymore. Okay, Pinocchio helped Geppetto build a big raft that would hold both of them. Now Pinocchio helped his father to build a ferry boat. Okay, when the raft was finished, RAFT, raft means ferry boat, finished, Pinocchio tricked the well. And when the construction of that ferry boat is completed, Pinocchio tricked Blue Well. "Hold tight, father. When he sneezes, he will blow us out of here," cried Pinocchio. Pinocchio told his father, "Father, hold it tight. When this blue whale will sneeze, we will get up from his stomach." So, my dear students, I hope you all know this thing. When blue whale sneezes, okay, well, blue whale sneezes, he throw up all the things having in his or her stomach. Okay? Home at last. Geppetto tucked Pinocchio into his bed. Finally, at the end of the day, both father and son finally came back to their home. Okay? "Pinocchio, today you have were brave, honest, and generous." Geppetto said, "You are my son and I love you." Now, Pinocchio was going to sleep on his bed. His father told, Geppetto told, Pinocchio, finally today you are brave, honest, and kind, my boy. So that's why you are my true son, and I really love you a lot. Pinocchio remembered what the blue fairy told him. Now, at that point of time, Pinocchio remembered what blue fairy told him. Father, now that I have proven myself, I am waiting for something to happen, he whispered as he drifted off the sleep. And now, Pinocchio remembered the words the words he heard from Blue Fairy. He immediately told his father, Father, I'm waiting for myself because today I have proven myself. That's why today there's something magic is going to happen with me. Okay. And after that, Pinocchio drifted into his sleep. Next morning, Pinocchio came running down the steps, jumping and waving his arm. And next morning, magic happened. Okay. Pinocchio came running down and started shouting. He ran to Zepeto shouting, Look, father, I am a real boy. Okay. Now, my dear students, you can see that wooden puppet converted into a real boy. Okay. So this is all in this chapter. Now we are going to see there are the three new words. Okay. Let's have a look here. What is the meaning of pretended? Means put a false show. You are bad, but you are showing yourself as a good boy or good girl. Okay. That means you are pretending. Okay. Snarled. It means what? Spoke in a cruel manner. Hmm? Raft. I already told you, raft means ferry boats. Okay, a collection of logs tied together for transport by water means you are building a boat. Okay, so this is all for today's chapter. Okay, I will meet with you all in our next session. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Bye.